So make sure you're using the proper cable, and you're going to thread it through when it's on the highest gear. So basically, it's all the way down. Thread it through where the entrance point is. Sometimes you have to like jiggle it around, or maybe you can use a flashlight. Try to find the hole. Sometimes it's kind of difficult, especially on like SRAM shifters. You have to kind of bend it like crazy. Sometimes it's easier to pull the hood the opposite direction so you can actually see what you're doing. On other shifters, it's easier to pull it back this way, like on Campagnolo shifters. It's easier that way. Just kind of depends. Feel it out. And make sure it's threaded through properly. So make sure it's going to the correct spot and goes to the piece of housing correctly. So once it gets through that initial piece of housing, make sure you have that ferrule. There's different size ferrules. It's like 4 millimeters and 5 millimeters. Also plastic and metal. So make sure they're made for either a shifter or a brake, so you're using the correct one. And you're going to thread it along the bicycle just like it was before. So making sure that you're going through all the slots that need be. And then once you get to your derailleur, just follow the instructions for adjusting the derailleur, starting with the highest, in the highest gear, adjusting your limit screw, and then placing your cable on the bolt with your 5 millimeter hex wrench. Also, since they're brand new cables, some of them aren't stretched. So with the brake and the derailleur, you may want to do a couple shifts, not too hard so you don't break the shifter, just so it stretches out the cable a little bit. You can also just pull on the cable while it's on, just to stretch it out a little bit, and then readjust. And once you have it installed and adjusted properly, and you checked all the gears, that it goes through properly, then you take your cutters, cut off the excess, usually leave about maybe 2-3 inches, so you can put tools on there, put your hands on there, and then make sure you add a tip to the end so your cable doesn't fray and you can adjust it properly in the future. There you go. So the tip's on, the derailleur is adjusted, and the new cable is installed. The reason that you'd want to install new cables, both brake and shifter, is because they get corroded. They're made out of metal, and sometimes they get rusted. Also inside the actual housing, you'll get sand and dirt and things like that, and then the shifting and the braking will not work properly. So once you're all done, make sure everything's all back together. Try it out on the stand or try it out upside down before you actually go riding to make sure that everything is set and your brakes are stopping properly. And that's how you install cables and housing.